most valuable commodity I know of is information. Wouldn't you agree?
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Garaudy Joseph, and I'm Ronnie here. Just want to say happy on Thursday on this was seventh day, 7 days into this month, last month of the year. Appreciate you guys tuning in today. As always, we just want to kind of give you guys some information, some facts, and just add value to you when it comes to your real estate journey. Once again, this is Garaudy Joseph, your local real estate agent here in South Florida. I'll let Ronnie go ahead and do his introduction.
Hey everybody, up Ronnie Fairley over here, the Mortgage Dad, down here in South Florida, covering Florida and New Jersey.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, so we're actually going to kind of do a continuation on our last show. I know Ronnie brought up a great new mortgage product that's currently that's active as of today. About, I believe, a couple of weeks ago. I believe it was November the 17th or 18th, if my memory serves me right.
Yeah.
We're going to actually provide you guys a great example or sample of exactly how this mortgage product works, and I'm going to let Ronnie just kind of, do his part,
Yeah.
share his expertise on this, and
Yeah,
we'll
and
go
I
from there.
apologize for the little errors here as we try to squeeze this onto our form over here so you guys can see. So disregard the little clerical errors on there. But yeah, so what I want to take is this was actually a real pending listing that I took from yesterday here in South Florida. There was a 4-unit multifamily home for $850,000 that's pending. So we wanted to talk about the new opportunities out there. If this is going to be your primary residence, you can buy a multi-unit family home with only 5% down. So what I want to do is kind of break down the numbers and what does that really mean? What potentially rent could you get? How much are you going to be responsible for each month? And just I just wanted to kind of break it down, which I'll walk through this little spreadsheet here to kind of explain it. So again, purchase price $850,000. Down payment is $42,500. So that's 5% of that $850,000. And if you look here, we got unit 1, 2, 3, and 4. What I want to explain here is the listing said that I think the current units were going for about $1,800 a month, but they said the market rent was $2,000. Now again, I didn't want to inflate the number, so I'm just taking what they're currently being rented for. I wanted to be on the conservative side. So if you got $1,800 a month of rent for these units, I wanted to point out the monthly rent income of that $1,350. What that really is what the mortgage, what the bank is going to look as income. So when you buy these properties, you don't have to just qualify on the income that you're making, right, for your current job or your current business. We're able to add some more income, which is really 75% of the current rent that it's getting as income. So we're able to add the 1350 times 3 because you need to live in one. So we can only take the 3 units in this particular example. And if you look at the bottom left, the total monthly rental income is $4,050 that we're able to use for the bank as extra income on top of your salary. So one question I got a lot was, well, I'm not going to be able to afford an $850,000 unit per se, on my current income or whatever salary is. So I wanted to point out when you do the multifamily, we're able to give you some extra income on there, and we're gonna, that rent that you're going to be receiving from those units. Now, reality is you're going to be getting about $5,400 a month in real rental income that you'll be getting in theory in your pocket if all of them are rented out. So 5,400 is reality. 4,050 is what the bank is going to use as a number to give you some income to help qualify you for this purchase. So I'm going to stop right there. I know I went over kind of a lot. Garaudy, do you want to,
Yeah, one key word you just used there was the word qualify, because that's the biggest thing that when it comes to getting pre-approved, you need to be meet the qualifications to get pre-approved for a certain amount. And you mentioned the rental income. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is based off of what the market rent is, meaning that the units don't actually have to be occupied when you make an offer. It could be actually, in this case, let's say these 3 units are vacant, but you can project what you can actually get in rental income if you were to purchase it.
So great question. So let's hypothetically say the person's selling this fourplex and they're not rented. So what happens is in that scenario, you get an appraisal. The bank's going to want an appraisal on the property. The appraisal is going to say the property is worth 850,000 or whatever it may be worth. And then there's an extra report that we order from the appraiser is gives us what is the going rate for the rental income. So we would use the current market rent. So whatever that number is. So if it happened to be 2,000, we'd get a little bit more monthly rental incomes out of that. But for this scenario, we use the 1,800. But good point. It doesn't have to be rented on the appraisal. When they do the appraisal of the property, we're going to order another schedule saying, hey, what is the current rent on there? And we can use those numbers versus an actual lease.
And this is huge. Just hearing what you just said, as far as being able to qualify to purchase a home up to 850,000, to where you may not make enough in your actual yearly income, but you can actually project like, hey, if I were to rent out these 3 units, then I can actually get qualified, and that's a huge plus. So it's kind of a win-win where you get the ability to own a property, own a home, but also be a landlord, be an investor.
Yep.
So that's
And
a great opportunity.
This is a good hybrid of, right, for those people out there that, want to get in the housing market, but also want to get investment property, whatever it may be. Obviously, there's some risk to this, right? You have to be, in quote unquote, a landlord or get those rented out and, kind of go down that road. But if you kind of look at the breakdown here, using, principal and interest on that loan, the homeowner's insurance, the property taxes, it looks like your full housing payment that you're going to be responsible for is $8,046. So that's going to be what you're going to be responsible for. But if you get all your rents on that property of the $5,400, in a perfect world, your monthly payment out of your pocket is going to be that $2,646. So it gives you obviously a great opportunity to own close to $1 million property and only be responsible for that 2646 and have those tenants pay obviously off that loan. So again, there's risk involved in this. So, you got to kind of be prepared, for that. But with the 5% down, it just, creates a lot of opportunity out there.
Well, now, I love how you use the word opportunity. That's the biggest thing. You want to have opportunities, or also I like to call options, when it comes to your real estate journey, to where you're not limited. And this particular mortgage product does provide a lot of flexibility on where you're at as in your home real estate journey. So like it's a night and day, having to put 5% down versus 25%. I don't even know what 25% of 850 is. It's like what, almost 400,000. Maybe anywhere from $100,000 to $300,000 probably. that's
Yeah,
a huge
it's
difference.
it's just under $250,000. So
Ooh, yeah.
so it's a big
This
difference.
is
Prior, you'd have to put down over $200,000 to get this property. Now you're looking at $42,000.
And one thing I want to bring up too when I think about this out loud, the fact that this is a conventional loan, meaning that I know correct me if I'm wrong, there's mortgage products out there where you can possibly do something like this, but there's so many fees up front that you have to pay. This being a conventional mortgage product, you're basically just, as long as you're qualified based off of income, credit score, you mainly just have to have the 5% down for this product.
Yeah, like I said, this with conventional products, the guidelines are pretty simple, right? So early in the process, you can, the mortgage professional, the bank, should let you know how you're looking on the approval process. Like you mentioned, there's other products out there that are not considered conventional, but with that, usually there may be higher fees, higher interest rate, even a higher down payment.
Yeah.
Most, everyone that I would think of off the top of my head is going to be more than that 5% down for sure. So yeah, this is a game changer for the multifamily space. And, a lot of people have talked about it, but I really wanted to break down the numbers so you can visually see. And I was very conservative on these numbers, right? I didn't want to undersell or oversell or whatever. I was very conservative. So, big thing is you got to do your due diligence. When you find that property, break down the numbers, look at best case scenario, look at worst case scenario, and make sure you're in a space to handle that. But great opportunity to get 3 investment properties.
Exactly. And it goes back to what we constantly preach out there. It's so important and valuable to have the right people on your team when it comes to kind of really look at your profile and see where you're at in your real estate journey. Because if you're if you're a family of 4, if you're a single person, if you're a husband and wife, everyone's situation is different. So you want to know what all the available options are for you based off of
Yeah.
where you're at in your real estate journey. So it's so important to have the right realtor, the right lender, the right insurance guy, the right home inspector. It makes a big difference. So, ultimately, we just want to make sure that you guys are making the best decision based off the facts and information that's available to you guys out there. So,
Yeah, and then as we're wrapping this up, I just want to give a shout out to the realtor, right? So remember, when you're renting these properties out, that realtor is going to really help guide you on what do you think the current rents are, and can even
yeah,
help get you tenants in those properties. So
well
when
said.
you're going down this, don't think you're alone and okay, they helped me get the property. Now I got to figure this out. Especially that realtor will know the market, may have some tenants, to help get you started. So don't forget about that.
Yeah, this is great, man. This is a great product out there, and obviously, do want to throw in the fact that we do have the free consultation that's available to anyone out there who's willing to kind of that depend on where they're at in their journey. They need some guidance, some information, or just want to have a talk with us, man. We just love to talk real estate and provide value to anyone out there who's looking for some good information. So, with that being said, Ronnie, appreciate the breakdown. I know I'm a visual person, so this really helps me out, gives me clarity on exactly how this product is very useful as far as being able to get into the world of owning a property and renting it out. So,
Yeah.
yeah, thanks for doing that, man.
All right, man. Yeah. Obviously, reach out in the comments. Any questions, anything, don't be afraid to put a comment out there.
I love it. I love it. All right. As always, appreciate you guys' time. And until next time, you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Take it easy.
All right. Yeah, this is a good product. I'm a big fan of this right here. I think it's really gonna, what's the word I'm looking for? Explode, especially once the rates start dropping even further.